Yo, JD here, Tyrolemus, and as you can see here today, we're at AOR Hungary. Not quite sure what round this is, but this is a track that I've had mixed fortunes in the past. I don't think I've ever won round here, not an AOR anyway. I've never won round here. I think I've always had something that's happened to me in a race. And in Season 9, I crashed into this pit wall at the end, and Season 8 I was on for the win, but the safety car then came out, which made me go from like 2nd to 10th, like in the pit stops or something. So something usually always happens, but the pace is always seemingly to be quite good around here, and we're actually going on the soft tyre around here, which is, you may think it's quite a bit of a surprise. And this is probably one of my best qualifying laps of the season. Actually, it's probably a lap where I probably put about 90% of it together. There's still a little bit of time to go, maybe a tenth or 2 tenths, but overall I was actually quite happy with this lap. Probably the most satisfying lap I've actually done this season. But that's not too hard considering most of the time I just bottle it so much. But yeah, going to this race, I never really practiced the race too hard. I did the first stint really, but that was it. Last season, obviously with the tyre wear glitch, a one stop was quite a bit OP, and I didn't really know what was the best strategy really going into this race. I was practicing with Tyrrell Martin, who I usually practice with quite a bit. We were both adamant that we were going to do a one stop, but it looks like no one else is really actually doing a one stop at the moment. But as you can see, so far on this lap, it's going really well, pretty well at the moment. Not really having to adjust the steering. Turn 1 did it pretty much perfect. Didn't have to, adjust the steering or anything as you do in the controller quite a few times. But this lap is going really smooth. It's coming around here now, short shifting into 4th gear, getting a really nice exit come up here. Go across the line now, and it's a 19.9, and I think a 19.789 is a pretty good lap on the soft tyre. And as you can see, we've actually qualified in 8th place, which is, for me, is really actually good, because this season I've pretty much been outside the top 10 most of the time, because I've just never, on this game, I can't think of a lap where I've actually felt, wow, that was a really good lap. But you can see 4 lights now, 5 lights. And away we go now, starting behind Martin. We've both got a 19.9, getting a seemingly quite a good launch as someone's actually gone off. I don't know what's happened there. So we're already into 7th place and getting alongside Martin as well. So this is a really good launch off the line, being really cautious into here because of the contact model. Looks like ESR Lee Cupid is actually lagging a little bit at the moment, but we're into 6th place, 5th place now. So we've made up 3 positions already. Go around the outside, adjusting the steering a little bit nicely, and that's us into 3rd place. So we've gone from 8th to 3rd, and we're on the soft tyre as well. And before this race, I was thinking that the soft tyre, well, the one stop is definitely going to be faster, and we're in a perfect position at the moment. And being honest, right now I was thinking, all I've got to do is just be consistent, and I could actually get my first win on this game in AOR. It's been such a long time since my last win. I think it was in Season 10 Brazil. I think on 2013 was my last win. I felt I should have won China this season. Well, I thought I had a really good chance to win this season, and definitely last season I completely threw the win already around there. So it'd be really nice to actually get back on the top step of the podium again. I think it's only Tyrrell Martin who's actually won a race on a controller in this game, so it just shows, for me personally, I don't think this is a great game for the controller. I think the wheel is, I always expect it, and I think it should always be quicker, but in this game in particular, I think it's been a very tough game for controller users on this game. But we're in 3rd place on the soft tyre, and right now I was thinking all I've got to do is just stay with these guys. If I can do that, then we've got a seriously good chance of winning this race, or if not a podium at the very least. So we're moving on to the end of lap 3 now, and we've been caught a little bit from the guys behind, but we're still staying with the guys ahead pretty well, which their tyres should be going off fairly soon. I'm not quite sure what lap they actually pit on, because as I said, I was only practicing with the soft tyre, and we're going to let Finch go past, so not really going to put up too much fight, because in my mind I was thinking, we're in a perfect position at the moment. We don't want to lose any more time. And if we could actually use Finch to actually close up on the guys ahead of us, then that's just going to help us even more and save on tyre wear. And we've got quite a big gap behind us. I think Martin may have suffered a little bit of damage, because I know he's absolutely rapid around here, one of his best tracks. And yeah, we're really good at the moment, looking really good as Finch actually goes into the pits. And I think the 2 Mercedes boys have actually continued a little bit. I think Finch was losing a little bit on the tyre wear, so he's pitted quite early. and I think we have to go to lap 15. I think the hards can only do like 20 laps, so our aim is to go to the end of lap 15. I know last year that's what Flying Finn went to, and I know there was a tyre weight short, so we can get to around 14-15. We should comfortably make it to the end of the race on a hard tyre. So we're moving on to end lap 8 now, and I think Finn actually pitted that last lap, and now his teammate Cupid, ESLA, Lee, don't know how to say it properly, he's going to the pits now, so they've actually taken over the lead, and effectively, no, they've got to make another stop, well, after this, and we've pretty much got a pit stop ahead of them at the moment. But you can see, skipping on to the end of lap 14, been really consistent, because I was thinking at this point, I felt the wind was right in the palm of my hand at this point, and I was pushing very hard, and I was driving really, really well, probably the most consistent I've driven this season, because I was really pumped up to actually just get that win on this game. I was really, really desperate for it, and didn't really make any mistakes in this stint. And as you can see, Finn has actually caught us up quite a bit, because the soft tyre is just rapid around here. I didn't realise how quick it actually was around here. It's very, very fast, so he almost caught us up to a pit stop. So I think we had like a 4 or 5 second lead on them at this point. But I was thinking, going on the medium tyres, I think that's the medium tyres now, to end the race, try and get as much of an undercut on him as much as possible, because I think he'll probably be pitting. Well, he could pit now actually, if he really wanted to, but I'm expecting to pit a little bit later, maybe leave it a few laps or 5 laps or so, because I'm not quite sure what the 2-stop strategy actually is around here. So we're going to the end of the race, so we're not pitting again, the end of the race, and now this is the time to push. This is the time to really, really crank it up at the point at this moment in time. And we were driving. I remember driving really, really consistent, just great at this point in time. But unfortunately, the mediums are just not quick. They're really just a not quick tyre at all. And you know, the lap times weren't that fast. You just can't. You know, there's quite a big difference in the compounds around here. So you can see, I think Falcon, a few people going to the pits now. So I don't know if we're going to be overtaking a lead. And I think you can see a dot there. So I think that's the Flying Finn who's coming out of the pits, and he's actually gained time on us in that stint. So that just shows how much of a difference the soft and the medium tyre. And he's gone on the softs again to the end of the race, which he should easily make it to the end of the race. About 13 laps. He should. We did that 14 laps on used tyres, so he should easily make it to the end of the race. And at this point, I was pretty downbeat, because I knew probably the race win is probably out of the question, unless we could hold him up to the end of the race as much as possible. And hopefully his tyres wear out. But as I said, you know, he's still got. We did 14 on used tyres. You know, he shouldn't be really running out of, you know, of tyre life towards the end of the race. But these mediums are just too slow. They're just not quick enough. And there just seems to be just a massive difference in pace between the two. Because compared to other people on the mediums, we've been actually really, really quick. I think Finch and some guys behind him, they're on about 5 or so laps fresher mediums than us, so they're actually starting to close down on us as well. But yeah, this tyre is really durable, but it's just slow compared to the soft tyre. We're losing like almost a second like a lap, so that's how much difference there is. And now we're having another battle with the Flying Finn, so gradually over time we're becoming more and more contact with each other on track, which is really good. Hopefully we can actually have a battle for a real race lead, because at this point, defending hard, but you know, the pace he's got on those tyres and just the pace of him in general, we're really fighting a losing battle on this one. So he's going to, you can see how much traction he has got coming up here. You know, we're not going to be able to keep up with him on this lap. We will be able to see, I think on the next lap he pulls like almost 2 seconds or something like that. So that's just how much faster the combination of him and just those tyres, just the mediums are just too slow. And you can see now, lap 24, look how much of a lead he's pulled out, is absolutely crazy. And we've actually been caught by Finch. So starting to get a little bit of tyre wear, but nothing too crazy, but still have to manage it towards the end of the race. It could be maybe on the limit at the end of the race. But now we've got ESR Finch behind us, who I feel is a driver who's actually really, really improved recently. I know he was good in the previous leagues. He is on the wheel, but he's someone who's actually impressed me. I really like his driving style watching his videos. He's a very, very smooth driver, kind of like the Flying Finn as well. So now we've got to defend against him, because he's definitely going to be someone tough to keep behind. So we'll go defend. Going deep, make sure he has no room on the exit, but leaving a little bit of room just in case. And now we're going to have to defend again, because there's a second DRS zone. So go to the middle of the track. He's going to try and go down the outside, going deep again. And again, just make sure you just don't leave him any room. Obviously being fair, of course. But we're going to skip on to the next few laps now, where we're just going to try and show of how to defend, really, which I feel something is quite good in my racecraft normally in defending. And we got, yeah, I don't think he's going to get past us this time, a little bit too far behind, so only defend really have to, just covering it just in case, so not completely to the left hand side track, just covering it just in case, just to really just to deter him from like going down the inside. And it's really important to just get a really good launch off here, so I was really focusing on just getting a really good launch off here, because this is the main overtaking spot. There's not really any other overtaking spots, so he's going to be a little bit closer to us, so we're going to defend this down the inside, keep it around about middle of a track. So again, he's thinking about going outside, as you can see, missing apex, going a little bit deep, trying to get a really good exit of this again, and I don't think he's going to be close enough this time. So yeah, just leaving it, just not completely to the right hand side, just in case he decides to go for a move. But so far so good, and I was feeling really confident for the second place, because we've got a little bit of a train behind us now, and because we are on the older tyres out of everyone here. I think me and Martin on the same tyres, but everyone else is on fresher tyres. And again, we don't really have to defend this time because he's not close enough. And coming off this now, getting a really good exit of this as much as possible. Seems to be a little bit closer, but I'm not sure if we're going to have to defend this one, so it doesn't look like it. So I don't know if he's not got slipstream us or anything. I think most people are using the same wings. So I think I was using like 11.9 wings, or maybe even 11.10 wings around here. And I think we've actually got a little bit of engine damage, because it's quite hard to, particularly my driving style, quite hard to short shift all the time around here. I like to rev out the gears a little bit. That's just how I drive. You can see tyre wear 55% now. I think on the harder tyres, I know you can definitely get into the 80s. It's not really too much of a problem, so I wasn't really concerned about that at this point. Saving a lot of fuel, so could have underfueled the car a lot more at the start of the race, but I never did a full race distance, so didn't know how economical the track could actually be. But going through here now, as I've been driving most of the time, fourth gear through here seems to get a really nice exit. Tyres, so the car seems to be a decent amount of grip through here at the moment. But now, just really important, this last sector is just to really just nail this last sector as much as possible. Try and get as much of a gap as possible before coming onto this home straight. Going to take a late apex second gear and short shift into third. Again, get really good traction just before the black box. That's where you want to turn in. Third gear, just before the barrier, short shift into fourth. Get a good exit up here, because we're a little bit of a squiggle here, so he's definitely closer this time. And we're going to have to defend, so right to the wall this time. We're going to defend completely. And we're going to go in deep once again, so breaking the 100-meter board, going in deep, second gear, going in deep, leaving a little bit of room on the exit. Our car's completely straight, and we've just been spun round. And yeah, that's our race over. And he's been taken out as well, so both of us have just lost out on that. And to be honest, I wasn't really angry, because I was kind of expecting it to be a glitch, because in this game, when you're very close contact with someone, sometimes on their screen you just completely turned into them, but you can see on my screen I didn't even turn left. And I think I've actually got a bit of Finch's footage that I've actually included in this race, so I think we're going to move on to that now as a cut in the volume. Speaking of it, sorry for the quality of this, I'm not sure why it's like that, but he's going to go break the 100-meter board. He's going to go in really, really late here, so we've left him room on the exit, and you can see, looks like I just turned into him on the left. But, you know, on my screen, that just wasn't the case at all. So we're going to have to pit, because we've lost half our wing. We're going to go on the option tyres to the end. And that's the fight for second place out the window. And, yeah, it was pretty annoying, because that's probably the best race I've driven this season. That and China, until I made a mistake at China. But it's really annoying, because I feel this season, some of it's down to myself. But other things as well. I think I've been unlucky again. I think in that case it was just really the game. No one could really do anything in that case, because that should just not happen. And I think we definitely would have got a podium around there. So Silverstone in this race, I think we had the chances to actually do something in this race. If we actually qualified on the super soft tyre, I think in practice did an 89 in practice, which I thought was quite bad, because I thought it was really low 18s. That's just why I actually went on the softer tyre, because I thought that was a bad time, but apparently that was quite good. That was only 2 tenths off pole. So if we did that and started near the front, then who knows what we could have actually done. I think we definitely had the pace round here to actually do something, but you know, that's just how it is sometimes. This game just hasn't really been the game for me. Just never really been able to put anything together properly in this game. Feel I got the pace to do it, but just never had a race where I just put it all together. Either made a mistake or something's happened. Just need a race where that all comes together. I think, as I said, got the racecrafts and the speed to do it, but we just need that race where it just all comes together. But I'll keep trying as always. I always give it 100% in the races, but moving back to this now, we're in 9th place, so we're always going to be fighting to try and get as many points as possible, mainly for pride now. Generate. So now we're behind AOR Reversal, who likes to defend quite a bit. He's quite an aggressive defender, which I'm sure he'll agree with. So go around the outside, so braking just past the 100 metre ball, so go around the outside, keeping it nice wheel to wheel there. DRS, and he's just turned into us. So I think that was a similar thing, and to be honest, I don't think he actually turned in. I haven't seen his footage or anything, but I would guarantee that he didn't actually turn into us at that occasion. So yeah, we're going to go back to him again. So managed to catch up about a lap or so later. Getting a good get up here. I think got a few lap fresher tyres on him, so we should be getting much better traction. But we've got a little bit of engine damage, so it should be harder than usual. And I think we're going to go around the outside again. So braking really, really late. They're overshooting it this time, so locking the front right up, almost collecting them, but don't get good enough traction coming up here now. We're actually on the last lap, so I think we're going to stay on board to the end of the race now. And just reflecting on this, I was really having fun during the race. I drove super consistent. The pace was really good compared to everyone else in the same tyre I was on. But we just chose the wrong strategy, really. I think if we did the 2-stop and qualify even higher up the grid, we did do some 18s actually in when we actually did the super soft practice. We could have been starting definitely in the top 4, and if we could have the same start as we did, then I think we could have actually challenged for the win around here. But you know, it's all should have and could have. There's no point saying that. You just got to focus on what you've actually done. As Reversal's actually going out wide, so we're going to go down the inside, braking just after 100 metre point, which makes it surprisingly easy for us. I thought he was going to put up a fight around the outside, but we're going to go to the middle of the track just to try and fend him off to make sure he doesn't go down the inside, and that's us into 8th place. I think we do have a penalty. I think I ran out wide. I think we had 3 warnings, so the race ran out wide, but I think he has a penalty as well. And we've come across in 8th place in this race, so disappointing. Some good battles in that race, good defending, but chose the wrong strategy, and just that unfortunate lag incident we had between me and Finch. I saw his footage. He didn't do anything wrong. I don't think I did anything wrong as well. We left each other room, but the game just decides that we just have to be a magnet to each other. So finishing 8th place could have been much better that time, but we're moving on to Germany next race, which I really do enjoy. I had a podium there last season. Thank you so much for watching as usual. Hope you did find that race entertaining, and I will catch you next time. Cheers.